What is up, my beautiful people? So, this is no shape, form, or fashion going to be a professional video. However, I was getting ready to do a chemical peel on my face. I get asked so much, how did I do it? So, I'm just going to hit record. I'm in my pajamas. There's no format to this so that I can show you guys. I was just going to go live and I thought I'll be on there forever. So I'm going to show you guys what I use, how I use it, things like that. Now, I've been using the same company for years, like 10 years. I used to do these a couple of times a year. Now, life's gotten busy because my son's in that age with sports and school and everything that my life is insane. So now I don't even get it done probably once a year. It's been over a year since I've done the last one. So I am in no shape, form, or fashion a professional. The company I'm going to tell you about has no idea who I am. But if you have lines, wrinkles, age spots, dark spots, anything like that, this is the most effective thing that I have ever found that will help with those. Especially, I had like really dark freckles. I'm redheaded and freckly. I just had my roots done, so you're going to see hair dye all over the place. I'm not this color red, but I'm normally redheaded and freckly. You can see I have a ton of freckles on me. My face doesn't have as much because I've done a chemical peel a couple times. Like I said, it's been way over a year now. Now, when I do my face, I also hit some spots on my hands, which we will go over. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm just showing you what I do. Do your research because this burns. It's going to burn your skin off. Now, I'm going to go over a little bit the different kinds of peels, what did they do, the places to get them. It'll come with like a little booklet that'll kind of help you and stuff. But just like I said, the things that I do myself after doing them for a few years just to show you. Now, the company that I use is Makeup Artist Choice. They've got medical grade products at an amazing price. And I will put the link down below. They have sales all the time. Like they are constantly running a 40% off sale. And if they don't, just wait like a week and then they'll be running one because it's all the time. They have a ton of different kind of peels. Okay, now they have TCA peels, which are now, both of these kind of peels that I'm going to talk about, you can get at a salon. They're very expensive. Now, the TCA peel is the one that when you put it on, like your skin is going to peel. You are going to have a lot of redness. I just took my nails off. If you guys don't know, I'm the press-on Mini Muse, and I just took my nails off because I'm getting ready to put a new sit on. And I thought this is the perfect time to do this, but I feel kind of naked. But anyway, so the TCA peel is the one that will like peel your skin off. You're going to have a lot of downtime. Today, and like I'll explain the difference between the two, but today I'm going to do what is called a Jesner peel. And on top of that, I am going to use glycolic acid. Now this is 60%, which is a pretty high percentage. You can get lots of different percentages, and you can also get to where you can mix your own, and then you can make your own percentage, okay? Now, with a Jesner peel, it is a peel that's going to frost, which means whenever you put it on your face, you're going to see like whiteness, okay? What I do, and do not do this, I'm not recommending for you to do this, but I know my skin and I've been doing this in a while. The glycolic peel does not frost, okay? So some of these you have to neutralize, and you can neutralize them with baking soda. You can neutralize them with cold water. You can buy the neutralizer from Makeup Artist Choice. And like I said, you can buy like a whole kit, extremely reasonable price. And this thing right here, you will get tons of uses out of this little bitty tiny thing. It doesn't say 2DR is all it says. It doesn't say like ounces or anything else like that. But this little bitty tiny thing will get you a ton. This one right here will last a lifetime. This is the glycolic. So if you buy the whole kit, you're going to have it for a while. I use the pH Prep 2 beforehand to clean your face. And you can also just use pure alcohol. Most people just use the alcohol, but I buy the little kit that has it all in it. Now, I'm going to read over this little thing that they give you just to tell you a little bit about it, okay? And then I'll go through and show you exactly what that I do. So some of the key points on here is if you are using a soap-based products, they can diminish or completely neutralize your results. So soap neutralizes glycolic acids, okay? So you can remedy this by using a gentle facial scrub 24 hours before your patch test and or peel. Always do a patch test. Before you do any of this, do a little patch test 28 to 48 hours before to see how this is going to affect you before you do any kind of peel, okay? Okay, their green tea pomegranate cleansing gel is really good. Also, Aveeno cleansing lotions or Aveeno cleansing bars are soap-free and are readily available at Walmart or any drugstore. Additionally, using a toner such as mandelic acid toner will help to remove surface residue before you begin your peel. So that's why that I like to use the pH prep solution, because it gets anything off your face, you know, any kind of, if I had soap residue, which I use the general cleanser, but just to be safe. Okay, this is one about the glycolic peel. So this will be more telling information about it. And this was how to mix it, because this is the one that I bought, like how to mix stuff. But let's see here. Okay, so begin with a 30-second to 1-minute timer for treatment, and then you can go on throughout that. Maximum time should be 6 minutes. You can use once a week treatments at low strengths, okay? I think you should only do a chemical peel like once every 3 months max. I usually do one once a year. Something else is, do not do a chemical peel in the middle of summer. It's starting to get really warm here, which is why that I wanted to go ahead and get this in now. The reason that you do not want to do a chemical peel in the middle of summer is because even these mild peels that I'm doing, when it peels your skin off, it brings out the new skin underneath, okay? So you're going to be wearing sunblock all the time during this process. Make sure you wear sunblock, okay? Now, even with wearing sunblock, if you're getting out in the direct sun while that new fresh skin is out, then you risk having the sun go in and hit that new skin, and then it could bring out brown spots, age spots, things like that you never even had before, okay? Because that skin is very vulnerable at this stage, okay? It's very fresh. So you don't want to be getting any kind of sun in this whatsoever, okay? So it's better to be overprotective than it is to be under, okay? Application of the peel. Cleanse your skin and dry thoroughly. Apply the pH prep solution with a cotton ball or pad to the areas you plan to treat. This will remove alkalinity on the skin surface. Don't wash the pH solution off. Set your timer. Using a fan brush, which is included with your kit. I don't use a fan brush. I'll show you what I use. Apply a layer of solution thick enough to cover the areas to be treated. Be careful not to get into your eyes. I will go over that. Leave on the skin. Neutralize it. Don't rub. Okay, this is very important afterwards, okay? After you neutralize your peel, if you're neutralizing it with water, whatever you're using, do not rub your face, okay? Your skin is going to be red. It's going to be raw. You are going to splash water on it when you're done. You're not going to rub your face. You do not want to do that. Using a washcloth is fine, but don't irritate the skin by rubbing. And then after that, I'll show you like what kind of lotions that I put on and the things that I do. When your skin starts to peel, now depending on how strong it is, what all you do, you might just have very light peeling, okay? Do not pull the skin off. I mean, if it's like hanging, you can cut it off, do not peel that off because that can scar your face. So this is, like I said, it's going to be a very light peel. It's not like a TCA. You're almost just going to get like a very light sunburn peel, or maybe not even that. It just depends on how your skin is, how long you left the peel on, and things like that. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, it says that you can use cotton pads like this to apply it. Some people use that. I like to use a brush like this, especially because I'm using two different kinds of peels. Like I said, one of them frost and one of them don't. So the second peel, what that I do is, see, you can see in the car, even though I wear sunblock, when I get in the car, this right here always has brown on it. I had a huge brown spot here, but I got rid of it. I had one here that I got rid of, and there was a huge one on my eye too. So this is the best thing to get rid of all that. Now, beforehand, I like to go ahead and put on some kind of like lip gloss. I love these right here. They're by Roden Fields Lip Renewing Serum. I love these, but I mean, it doesn't matter, and you definitely don't need something expensive like this. But I put something on my lips because, trust me, you do not want that acid going up on your lips. And something else, whenever we start, you really have to watch. I get around my lips very closely because I have these lines that go down here. I'm almost 50 years old, so I have the lines that, and I've never had Botox or nothing, obviously, but the lines that come down through here, I don't like those at all. So I get right there, but it's a runny solution. So it's very easily to run into the corners of your mouth, and you don't even know what's happening until it starts to peel. And then the corners of your mouth will hurt so bad because of where that solution is hit. So I don't want it to go on the outside of my lips because I do want the peel to go everywhere my lines are. Somewhere else I avoid with the peel, right through here. Trust me, do not. And I understand you want like the blackheads and stuff because I have terrible blackheads. But any bendy area, if you put that solution on, it's going to get so red and so burned, it's going to hurt. So I never go in any kind of bendy area like that. And you don't want to get up close to your eyes or on your eyelid. Now, you'll need some kind of glass bowl. I just grabbed this one. It's really too big, but I just grabbed it, okay? And like I said, I've not done one of these in a very long time. So I'm going to pour all these out, and then I'll be right back with you guys, or pour them into the container. I have both the peels poured into glass containers. I'm going to take the pH prep solution, and I'm going to put a pretty good amount onto a cotton pad, and I'm going to make sure that I get any kind of oils or soap residue, even though there shouldn't be any. You never know. Anywhere that I will be applying the peel, I have a terrible saggy neck, so I make sure that I get it there. And like I said, I do my hands. So I want to get my hands. It's getting a little dry. Let me put a little bit more on it. Something else is, if you do your neck, do not get these lines right here. Anywhere, like I said, that you bend like that, trust me, I did it, and it was like a rash. My gosh, it burnt so bad days after, because when it gets into those lines like that, it'll just sit in there, and your neck's a very sensitive area. Your neck, around your nose, places like that is super sensitive. Okay, so here we go. I put the pH prep solution on. Oh, this is something else. If you have one of these, use it, because this is going to burn a little bit. This is just to dry the pH solution. I mean, it's not terrible. It feels like a little sunburn, you know, whenever it goes on. It's not anything bad. Like I said, it's not going to be massive. I'll post the pictures through the next days of what my skin looks like, and it normally takes a couple of days to like really peel. So we're just going to dry this right now, and then I'm going to take my brush. I'm going to dip it into the Jesner's peel. Is the one that I'm doing first, and it's running, and we're just going to apply it all over our face. And it's strong. Like, I mean, I can it's running to the corner aisle. I can like smell it and like feel the strongness of it. Like, I'm shutting my eyes because it's kind of burning it because of how strong that it is. Look, that ran into my lip right there, and it's already frosting. So I'm going to neutralize that. Hold on. I told y'all the corner of your lips, you really have to watch it. So I'm going around the top of my lip, on my nose, down the side of my nose on each side, but not on that corner, not in through there, but not on that corner, not in through there. Hey guys, it's editor me. When editing this video, for some reason, the audio completely quit recording. I'm guessing it's because my mic died. But from here on out, I will be doing a voiceover. So here I'm applying it to my neck, and it had run down my neck into the bendy area. So I knew I immediately had to stop that, dilute it, or neutralize it. So I grabbed a hold of my neutralizing solution, put it on a cotton pad, and started to neutralize anywhere and wipe down where it had went. The lines across your neck, you never want to put the peel there. And the reason is because it's another bendy area. Like I was telling you, around your nose, the lines in your neck, you do not want to put any kind of peel there. Now I have dipped my brush into my glycolic acid, and I'm going in and touching the dark spots on my face and my hands. So it's basically like using a spot corrector on your face. Any place that I had any dark age spots or anything like that, I went in and I only hit those spots with the glycolic acid on both my hands and my face, as you can see here. You can tell which one's the glycolic because it's yellow looking, so you can see it more. It's easier to recognize it. Now I am taking some neutralizer and wiping off my brush because it had that glycolic acid on it, and I'm not putting that all over my face. So I wanted to get that off my brush. Now I'm pouring out some more of my TCX Fusion peel into my little glass container, dipping my brush into it, and then I'm going to be applying that peel all over my face. As you can see, I already have some frosting on my face. Like I said, the solution is really, really thin and really, really runny. I like to start underneath my eyes, make sure and hit my crow's feet, and then that way if it starts to run down a little bit, I can just hit it with the brush and catch it as it does and go all the way down my face. Now, as you can see, I'm closing my eyes because this peel it doesn't, I mean, if you get it in your eyes, it's very, very harmful. But when you get it near your eyes, it does kind of burn. It doesn't necessarily like burn your eyes. It's like that you can feel the fumes off the peel into your eyes, you know? So it's that kind of burn. So I always close my eyes. When I start on my forehead, I always start very high up at the top. That way the thickest part of the liquid will be up there because I don't want that to run down and get into my eyes. And as soon as I said that, that's what happened. Thank God I caught it, because you do not want this in your eyes. You stay away from your eyes. This is an acid. It can make you blind easily. So you want to make sure that you don't get it in your eyes. But I always like to start at the top, like at the very top of my forehead, right underneath my eye. That way it'll have plenty of room to kind of go down. I get around my nose, but I only get on the bridge of my nose. Like I said before, I don't go into those cracks. I have a very saggy neck. It's hereditary. All my family has it, so I make sure that I really focus a lot right underneath my chin on my neck. I'm pouring a little bit more solution into my glass container because I only pour out a tiny bit at a time, because once you pour it out into the glass container, whatever's left you will just have to throw away. You do not want to pour that back into your peel because it will contaminate it. So any liquid that you don't use needs to be disposed of, it not poured back into your big container. I'm just going in again and getting around the jawline, underneath the neck, making sure I'm getting all the areas. As I said before, I really tried to get my neck a lot. Now here's something else that I just wanted to add in. After that you do this peel, the day after, your face is going to look, it's going to pull out all of the dark spots that's underneath your skin. Here I'm applying the TCX peel all over my whole hand. But what it's going to do, I don't know if have you guys ever seen those pictures to where that they will put you in almost like an x-ray to see what sun damage that you have underneath your skin? That's basically what it does. These dark spots that are deep down in your skin, it's going to pull them out. So for the next day or two, when you wake up, your skin is going to be tight, it's going to look more wrinkly, and it's going to look like there's a lot more brown spots. And the reason why is because that peel is pulling all of that out, so it can peel all that off and you can have that beautiful, fresh skin. So if you wake up the next day after doing this peel and you're like, oh my gosh, my skin looks more wrinkly and more brown, that is why. So you will know why and you won't be scared. Because the first time I did it, I was like, my skin looks 100 times worse. And then once it peeled, it looked amazing. So now we're going in for another layer. What I did is I did 3 layers at 2 minutes each. So here, I just put on the TCX. I'm not for sure if this is my second or third layer. So after I put that peel all over my face, then once again, I'm going in. I'm pretty sure this is my last one. This is my third one. Each time I asked Google to set a 2-minute timer. And then when the 2 minutes was up, then I automatically went in with my brush and put more on. So this is 1 layer, wait 2 minutes. I would go in with another layer, wait 2 minutes. Now, like I said, this is just me. I know my skin, so you probably don't want to start out at 2 minutes. Then after that, I would put the peel all over my face. I went in with the glycolic and just hit the dark spots. Now here at the very end, I knew this was my last layer. So this was really hard to do. Like I could not see myself, so I couldn't see what that I was getting. So since this was my last layer, I wanted to make sure I really went in and got those dark spots up close. So I'm leaning in to the mirror so I can see myself really good, because I knew this was going to be my last layer. I also knew that you guys couldn't see me and I was kind of out of frame. But like I said, I just wanted to make sure that I hit those spots really well. So that's why I'm leaning in. You can see me just now. I said, hey, Google, set a 2-minute timer. So this is my last 2-minute timer. I have my hands full of the peel. My face is full of the peel. Now, afterwards, I'm going to talk about a lot of aftercare, what you need to do afterwards, okay? Now, what did I do? Since I'm using the frosting peel, or even if you're using the glycolic peel, either peel that you use, you're going to need to neutralize it. Now, it's a frosting peel. I like to use, like I was showing you before, the neutralizer. You put that on a pad, then you put it on your face, and it neutralizes the peel. Then you're going to go to the sink and you're going to splash cold water on your face. You are not going to want to rub your face. You take that and you splash it on. Here I'm using my fan because, like I said, it does burn a little. It feels like a light sunburn. However, this was my third layer, and the longer that you have it on, it starts to, I think your face just acclimates to it, and it almost starts to get numb. So by this point, it's not burning. I mean, your face, I think, just feels more numb. So I am putting the fan there, but your first layer is really when it's going to burn more. And by this layer, I feel like you don't hardly feel it as much. Now, back to aftercare. You're going to go to the sink. You're going to splash the cold water on your face. You are not going to rub your face, okay, because it's going to be more sensitive. You pat your face dry. Now, this is something that I like to do. This is not something that they necessarily say that they do. Here I'm going into explaining what that you use. This right here is the solution that I was telling you about that will neutralize it. You can buy that in the kit. So what I do immediately after that I have rinsed my face, well, apparently while that I was talking, my timer started. That's just hate when like Alexa or anyone listens to you and does that. Okay. After that I rinse my face, I like to go in with a very moisturizing face mask. The one that I'm using today is from Red Aspen. I'm about to show you what that it looks like. But if you put on any kind of face mask immediately, you want it to be a nourishing, moisturizing mask. You are not going to want, this is where I'm explaining that you splash cold water on your face. You are not going to want to use anything that's anti-aging or anything like that. You're only going to want to use moisturizing products for the next couple of days. You're not going to want to use any kind of cleansers that have any kinds of acids or say anti-aging or retinol or anything. You're going to want to use a very gentle cleanser and moisturizing everything. I use a hyaluronic acid that has nano silver in it by TM3. If you want to know more like about that, you can put in the comments, but I just really like that because the silver is so healing. So I use the silver and hyaluronic acid, and then on top of that, I either use Aquaphor or I use the First Day Beauty Cream, which you're about to see. So what I have done is I have put the neutralizer, that's the First Aid cream I was telling you about. This First Aid Beauty Cream is an amazing, very emollient lotion that you can use on your face. That or Aquaphor. I don't know if you've ever heard of slugging, but that's basically what you're going to want to do to your face the next couple of days. You're going to want to put something very thick on that's going to hold in all the moisture that you can get. Now, what that I did is on a cotton swab, I pumped out the neutralizer and I wiped it all over my face. So I have now neutralized my peel. The only thing that I need to do now is go to the bathroom and splash some cold water on it to get the rest of my peel off. It is now neutralized, so it's no longer activating into my skin. What I'm doing here is I'm going in for the secret neutralization because I wanted to make sure. Now, like I said, if you don't have the neutralizer, just splashing the cold water on your face will neutralize most peels. It'll go ahead and stop them right then. I just wanted to apologize once again for the voiceover. It is definitely not how I expected this video to go, but I wanted to thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them below because I'm happy to answer.